Good evening, Nick. It is Monday, and the blue wall is back for now. Apparently, it's like travel month for me because a lot of people are like you're going places, and I was like, what? So apparently, I'm going places. This week I'll be going to Teco down in Pittsburgh, and then apparently I'm going to Florida. Who knew how that happened? But you will get to see more traveling videos next time. I'm hoping you're looking forward to that. In your last video, you said something about humans being violent and emotional creatures, and then you kind of slightly backtracked saying you weren't really sure as you're not a psychologist, and for the most part, it could just be a few outliers and a whole bunch of other people in the background. And I think that's a really interesting point. While I don't think humans are inherently violent, like we don't necessarily have to be violent, I think it is another tool in the tool belt or the toolbox or wherever it is you happen to keep your tools in human dealings. I mean, I don't think it would be fair to say that humans are completely non-violent, otherwise war wouldn't feature so prominently in our history textbooks. But I also don't think humans are very violent at all in the same regard, because while there are those punctuated periods of major violence, your history books also tend to talk a little bit less about trade treaties and people just farming or going to work, because that's just not really exciting, Nick. It's not a lot of fun to talk about settling down in the countryside with your family and having a nice, calm life. It just doesn't feature real prominently. The same in politics. What's exciting? Revolution that seems to get things done, or Senate negotiations. I don't know if you've ever watched C-SPAN. I tend to like politics, and even C-SPAN tends to bore me a little bit because it's just so boring. It's not all fun. It doesn't have all that excitement. It's not like the passing of the bill or even the approval through. It just isn't really taking any sense. The debate is long and arduous and boring, and it just doesn't feature prominently in our minds because it's, well, boring. Both revolution and negotiation are tools that we use. They are the means to an end. Sometimes that means is violence. It does get things done. Now, whether those things have repercussions down the line with an unruly population, that's very possible. But it does get things done. But similarly, Senate negotiations and House negotiations get things done too, or sometimes they just don't, and people get unruly and restless for a totally different reason because things aren't getting done. It's complicated. I think the very fact that there are so many different ways for humans to deal with things, whether violently or non-violently, quickly or at length, just shows how adaptable humans are. We can interact in just a plethora of ways. It's not just I punch you, you punch me, one of us wins and it's done. Like, we have options, and I think those options make humanity interesting. I just wish we would, choose the peaceful ones more often. I guess I'm just a little biased, and see you on Wednesday.